I'm delighted to sit down with Noreen Gallagher from Planted, who've got a big presence this year at KTEX. Very exciting time for you guys.
It is indeed. We're delighted to be here.
Yeah.
We've had a fantastic show. It's really, really busy and a huge amount of interest overall in the plant-based category. So we're happy. We've had a good show.
Exceed your expectations?
Yeah, I wasn't really sure about the footfall and
Yes.
if the show was going to be busy.
Yeah.
And especially when it was put together at such last minute.
Yes.
But for us, it's definitely exceeded our expectations.
So you're at a very exciting time in it's not often in life you get to launch a big new brand, new product with a full experience behind you, and you're a startup, but you're a very mature startup.
Well, we say we're a preloaded startup.
A pre-loan startup.
Yeah,
Excellent,
or
yes.
a startup on steroids, what
Excellent.
some people might say.
Yes, excellent.
Yes, we're very fortunate, and the team that I work with
Yeah.
are fairly experienced
Yeah.
businessmen. So our family background is a bakery in
Yeah.
County Donegal, Gallagher's Bakery,
Yeah.
which we sold to Arista back in 2008.
Yeah.
My brother Declan then bought the business back as Cuisine de France at the time.
Yes.
Took the main manufacturing equipment out of that factory.
I remember well.
Made half the town unemployed at the time, and at the time Declan felt very strongly about giving back to the community that supported us for all over those years. But on that journey then he developed Promise gluten-free.
Yeah.
Developed that brand, sold the majority.
Would that be 10 years ago now?
That he sold Promise gluten 2017.
Okay,
he sold the majority
17,
shareholding of Promise.
But it was developed much before that, though.
2011 is when
so
that's
10 years. Yeah. He was in early.
He was in early. Yeah, he saw the opportunity. At that stage, gluten-free was a very small category, tiny.
Yeah.
But and that journey then with Promise, he got the idea around plant-based, the free from consumer. Had developed product and had used the R&D team of the bakery to develop it.
Yeah.
But he didn't have the resource or the time himself then to get involved. He'd asked me to come on board, and at that stage I was working in corporate world.
Yeah.
I was working with Glanbia on the performance
And were you under pressure
side.
to come and work for your brother?
Not really.
No.
My dad, when he was alive, had asked me to come on board, and then Declan would sort of goad me to say, you missed out the first time, you missed out the second time, are you going to miss out a third time? So third time lucky for me.
It must be lovely to work with family.
It is great. We have a lot of fun, a huge amount of fun. There's only 2 years between myself and Declan, and we're the two that have really got into business in the family.
Right.
We've got 2 other siblings, and neither of them got into business.
Yeah.
Myself and Declan are very alike in so many ways, which can be.
But you've gone off to do different things and then come back, so you're wiser, more confident.
Well, I suppose he listens to me more now as the little sister, in the fact that I have corporate experience.
Yes.
If I didn't have that, he might be more difficult to deal with.
Very good. So your ambitions for Planted are world domination?
Yes, we're going out there with the big boys.
Yeah.
So we've launched in Ireland. We're listed here with all of the key retailers. Listed with Cisco as well, and Musgrave Food Service. So the other investors in this business with us are the Geary family from Newcastle West that set up Palace Foods.
Yes.
So that whole Cisco connection globally is there for us as well.
Yeah, they've been around the block.
Yeah, so Ty Geary is heavily involved in our business, and is also a personal friend of both myself and Declan.
No, it's great to be able to do that in an Irish country. I was just reading this and I was intrigued that a quarter of us now, 1 in 4, are flexitarians, and that's come very quickly. When do you think we'll be 50, 70% flexitarians?
I don't know if we'll ever be that high. There's some people in this country and some markets that will always just be meat eaters and carnivores. They're not going to switch. I think the younger generation, so the generation of my kids and their kids, I think that's the generation that you're going to see the real shift. But I think by 2030, the statistics would suggest that the overall category is going to be about 10% the size of meat globally.
Yes, okay.
So that's a phenomenal growth rate. Today the category is worth over 20 billion globally.
Wow.
100 billion in a few more years, and then the trillion expectation. So I think our timing is good. We're in at the start.
Yeah.
The category is becoming very, very heavily saturated. There's a lot of competition.
Yes.
But there's not a lot of competition with great tasting food.
What makes Ireland, or is Ireland, a good place to develop new products, do you think?
I think Ireland and our heritage in food is really helpful in terms of our prominence globally. And I think when you see the guaranteed Irish label, or proudly made in Ireland, as we say, it has massive credibility globally, especially in markets like the US, US, Canada. When they hear of the Irish provenance, it's a very positive message.
So in a new category with Irish provenance, it helps open the door.
It does.
And then the rest, that's the product a chance.
And then also with our global connectivity, we have C-suite connectivity with a lot of the key retailers. The Declan would know, and the Tide would know.
I can't think of another Irish brand that was from conception that can almost turbocharge so quickly into the connections. Like I think of Bailey's, they were a long time walking the floor of Bailey's, even though they had connections, but you really are going to be very quick trajectory. And all be made in Ireland?
All be made here in Dublin at the moment, and we have plans then to actually start a second manufacturing site in the US. So North America is going to be a big market for us. So we're taking the equivalent stand that we have here at Catex. We will do the same activity and activation at the plant-based show in New York in December. So we'll be off to a little bit of Christmas shopping as well. We'll be thrown in then.
Yes, very good. Listen, congratulations. I commend you and the family and all your colleagues. You've assembled a big crew, and I think it's great to see your confidence in Ireland to base it here and to take on a new category and go at it hammer and tongs and not kind of do quietly on the side. So you must be very excited.
Hugely excited, and again, I haven't worked in a startup before, not since I was that high. So it's great. It's great to be back out working with a group of people that I enjoy working with, and we're fortunate that we can make decisions very quickly, can bring product to market very quickly, and we can have a whole lot of fun doing it.
So, two brother and a sister. Are there any cousins involved in that, nephews?
No, not yet. They're a little bit too young yet.
Okay, very good.
Hopefully in the next number of years they'll join. They are consumers.
Very good. All right, lovely to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.